How do you say good morning in Yoruba language? What about how do you say congratulations in Yoruba language?
No way.
Well, if you are actually looking for a way to learn another language, such as this fantastic language called Yoruba, if you would like to learn how to say these greetings in Yoruba language, then I believe you're in the right place. Hi, welcome to Ashawa Idiwa, the foremost Yoruba language and culture learning platform for everyone on the internet. My name is Ogbeni Adebayo the Omoluabi. So, without any much ado, today we are talking about greetings in Yoruba language. How do you greet people in Yoruba language? How do you say hello? How do you say how are you? How do you say good morning? How do you say good afternoon? How do you say all these wonderful things, all these nice things with people that you interact with day in, day out? And without any much ado, let's dive into it today. How do you say good morning in Yoruba language? Ẹ káàárọ̀. Well, you could also say káàárọ̀, but in Yoruba language, when you are addressing somebody with a certain level of respect, add the ẹ. It depicts respect. Maybe you are addressing somebody that is apparently older, or you are addressing somebody that you just show tremendous respect. So you could say ẹ káàárọ̀. Okay, so and for the purpose and for the benefit of this lesson, I will most likely use the ẹ prefix to start most of my greetings because I imagine that you would rather want to show some more respect to people that you have conversations with. You would want to show some respect to people that you are interacting with. Okay, so as not to appear cocky and disrespectful, you use before the greeting itself, which is káàárọ̀. How do you say good morning in Yoruba language? You say káàárọ̀. Now, like I said, if you're addressing somebody that is maybe older or more respectable, you say ẹ káàárọ̀. Ẹ káàárọ̀. Okay, how do you say good afternoon in Yoruba? You say ẹ káàsán. What about good evening in Yoruba? Well, if you're greeting somebody in the early hours of evening, is about the time, say 4 o'clock to like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. We call that evening. In Yoruba language, evening is ìrọ̀lẹ́. Okay, so if you want to say good evening in Yoruba language, you say ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́. All right, ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́. All right, and then you call it ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́. Ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́. Yeah, that's it. Ẹ kú ìrọ̀lẹ́. How about when you want to say good evening to somebody at about 7 p.m. to like later in the night? You say ẹ káalẹ́. You say ẹ káalẹ́. Okay, alẹ́ is actually the night in Yoruba. Usually in English language, evening is evening when we greet ourselves, when we interact with ourselves, and you want to say good evening. The next thing after good evening, commonly will be good night. Well, good night in Yoruba is ó dàárọ̀. Well, you'll be wondering why not ẹ kú alẹ́? No, it's not, because the evening, like I explained earlier, have different moments too. I don't know if it's my limitation in English language or it's just not there. So in English, evening is evening. That's quite summative, all right? So in Yoruba language, it is evening and it is night. Different greetings for those time zones too. And that's how we come about it. Say, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ káalẹ́. However, when you get to the point where English says good night, you would say ó dàárọ̀. Ó dàárọ̀ means ó di àárọ̀. That's till tomorrow morning, like till morning, till the next morning. Okay, so you say ó dàárọ̀. All right, so it's not kú àárọ̀. Kú àárọ̀ would now be good morning, and good night is simply ó dàárọ̀. Ó dàárọ̀. All right. Yeah, there are other greetings too. But before I continue, I'd like to first and foremost mention that there are different times of the day. How do you say morning in Yoruba is aro? How about afternoon in Yoruba is osan? What about evening in Yoruba is irole? And what about night in Yoruba is ale? Well, there are other midpoints between those things, like you would know too. You have the midday. We call the midday in Yoruba iyaleta. So if you want to say hello, you don't say good midday anyway. But you know, if you really want to speak Yoruba and you want to say hello to somebody at that time of the day, say 12 or thereabout, it will be Eku Yaleta. Gosh, uh, I'm not sure I found somebody to say that to in a long while too. But yeah, that's it. That's really it. Okay. You also have some very crazy timelines too, like midnight. All right. So there is midnight too. How do you say midnight? Is Ogonjo, and then early hours in the morning, like say 5:30 in the morning, so like 6:30, we call it fere. That's the dawn of the morning. We call it fere. So how do you say happy anniversary? You say aku ayẹyẹ ọdún. That's happy anniversary. How do you say congratulations in Yoruba? Ẹ oríire. Ẹ When I say ẹ oríire, all right. So if you want to say Happy New Year is ẹ ọdún tuntun, all right. Ẹ ọdún tuntun. New Year is ọdún tuntun. Year is ọdún, all right. So and then the New Year is ọdún tuntun. Tuntun means new. Ọdún means year. And then when you bring those together, you have ọdún tuntun. All right, so you say ẹ kú ọdún tuntun. Okay, so how do you say well done? All right, how do you say well done? How do you acknowledge somebody that is at work or on a job? Okay, you say well done in English, but in Yoruba you say kú iṣẹ́. How do you say great job in Yoruba language? It is carry. Oh God. Alright. Am I doing something to your head? Because I feel like I don't know. Okay, so finally let me talk about how we say hello in Yoruba language, which is completely different from how we express that in English language. When you come home to somebody in English, you just come home and say, hey, hello, how you doing? But in Yoruba, you don't just say hello. Well, there is no such thing as hello. What you have in Yoruba will be me coming home to somebody and I will say ekule. I'm saying ekule to the person that I meet at home, and the person that is at home would in response say ekabo. Well, either of us could actually start the greeting, but whoever is at home and receiving me will be saying ekabo, and the person that is coming home to someone will be saying ekule. Wow, isn't that interesting? If you really would like to learn some more greetings, you can type what you would like to know in the comments below. I really appreciate you for taking time to stop by and learn this language. It's such a fantastic language and easy to learn. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode.